sweet friends, let's make up one of my most favorite Mexican dishes. Now, no, it's not my tacos. Y'all know I love my tacos, but that's not it tonight. I am going to make some steak fajitas, which is my second favorite Mexican dish. Okay, so right here I have 2 New York strip steaks that I have seasoned up with some fajita seasoning, which I'll show you in a second. All I did was I sprinkled some of the fajita seasoning over it, and then I did some black pepper and some olive oil and rubbed it in really good. And I've let them sit out here and kind of come up to room temperature because they sear up so much better that way. So I'm just going to sear these, and then I will finish cooking them later after we slice them up. Now you cook yours to whatever temperature that you like, however you like to do it, okay? This is just how I like to do mine. Alright, so let's get this burner cranked back up here. I had it going hot there for a second, and then I had to turn it down. So let's see. Let me get these out here. Can y'all say good? Yeah. Alright. So what I'm going to do, I just want to, like I said, I want to get a nice sear on these on each side. And then I'm going to get them out and I'm going to slice them. And then we will finish the process after that. I'm going to lay this over here. So here's our board here. We're going to get this thing out of the way. Let me show you what I did. I just used, now I went easy. This is such an easy recipe, y'all. I wasn't even sure if I wanted to even get on here and show it because it's so super easy, but all I did was I used just a package of the fajita seasoning. Now you can make your own. I have a very delicious fajita marinade that I used to make back in the day whenever my boys were growing up, whenever I'd make a lot of like chicken fajitas, beef fajitas, all of that. It was a very good marinade and seasoning. Maybe we can do that one day, but today wasn't the day. Okay, we got this storm coming and everything else, so I went easy. I just used a little bit of this fajita seasoning and then some black pepper. Okay, and I just did that on both sides of my New York strip, and then I will, whenever I put my peppers and onions in here, I'll sprinkle a little bit of that on them as well. Okay, so I'm just going to let these sear up really good, y'all, and I'm not going to keep you. Let those do their thing, and I'll be back, and we'll get on to the next step. Okay, y'all, let's get these out. Let's get that aside. As you can see here, ooh, that one little piece fell off earlier, but you can see here they have that nice little sear on them. That's what I'm looking for. All right, I'm going to set these over here and let these just rest and hang out for a second. I may even cover them with some foil. Hang on just a second. I just wanted to show y'all those. I'll be right back. We're going to get our peppers and onions up here and get those going. Okay, y'all. So I decided, since I only like to cook my peppers and onions just for a few minutes, because I still like for them to be crunchy. I thought, well, I better go ahead and slice up that steak first. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and slice this up a little bit. I tinted it with some foil over here, and it's just been sitting there, and then now we're just going to thinly slice this up. I'm not going to keep you while I do the whole thing. I just wanted to kind of show you how I like to do it. It looks great, I'll tell you that, and it smells so good. Okay, now we're getting down here into some of the fat, so I'll have to kind of trim around that. And I'll do that here in just a minute, but y'all can see here. Yum. Looks delicious. Y'all can see here how our steak looks. Look at that. That look good? Look at those slices, y'all. Yum, yum, yum. Those look perfect for me. I don't know how y'all like your steak, but those look perfect for me. Anyway, y'all. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get the other one sliced up just like this, and I'll come back and we'll get our peppers and onions tossed in, and then all we'll have to do is toss our steak in and we'll be ready to go. Alright, y'all, I got our steak sliced up. I just put it back in our plate here where it had all those good juices in there. Does that not look so good? We could just eat it just like that, couldn't we? Goodness gracious. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to sprinkle it with just a little bit more of our fajita seasoning. I took a little bite of it. It tastes great. I just want it to have more of that fajita flavor. You know what I mean? So I'm just going to, and we're going to put this back in the skillet. So I just thought I'd sprinkle a little bit more over it while it sits here, and a little bit more black pepper. Y'all know I love my black pepper. So I'm going to put a little bit of that on there. And I'm just going to, I'll toss that around here. Well, let me go ahead and do it now. Just toss it around a little bit. Now look at it. Don't it look so good? Well, it's a perfectly cooked steak, wasn't it? If I was wanting to just cook one to eat it, that would have been perfect. Perfect temperature. All of it. Alright, I'm just going to place this full over it, just gently, and just let it hang out until we're ready for it. Set it over here. And then I'm going to get this pan up here and get it ready for our veggies, y'all. Alright, y'all, let me let that heat up. I know it's going to take just a second, and then I'll be back and we'll toss in our peppers and onions. Okay, let's get our peppers and onions in here. I have just a few, or just a little bit of those red and yellow or orange, whatever they were. A few of those left, and then you see how good our peppers and onions look here. They're just sauteing around. I'm fixing to toss our steak back in, and then we're ready to go. All those good flavors. 2 fajita tortillas, and I dampened this paper towel, popped them in the microwave. Now these are bigger. I would prefer to have like the smaller ones, like the taco tortillas, but these are the actual fajita tortillas. But I thought whenever I bought them, I thought, okay, if I get the bigger ones, I can potentially make a lot of other things with them, because of course I'm only going to use a few for this. So that's what I kind of had in mind. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to use the bigger ones. Even though, like I said, I would prefer to have the smaller ones, but we're going to go big with it. And so I may just fix me one to start with. I was going to start with 2, but this thing is so big, I don't know. Let's just do 1, and then I'll set this one aside. I may do it later. Okay, you see here I have all my stuff on there. And then here's my little set, y'all. Let me back y'all on up now. Here's my little set. I have all of my stuff on here. I have a little bit of lettuce. I have some pico. I have some sour cream. I just garnished it with a little bit of cilantro. And then I have some shredded cheese and some lime. And the lime, I wanted to use it to kind of squeeze over the the stuff a little bit. There we go. Okay. Got that now. Can y'all see here? Let's build this thing up. Alright, so I'm gonna do a little bit of lettuce. That's a good thing is, though, about this big old shell, I can put a lot of stuff on it. Or this big old wrap, rather. Pico, some cheese. Y'all know I love a lot of cheese. Alright, and then some sour cream. The sour cream's always the hardest. That's why I like to have my little squeeze bottle, but I was out of it, so I haven't used this. I'm gonna just put some over here. But I love my sour cream on it, that's for sure. And so a lot of times I put salsa on it, and I have a little bit of salsa, but you know, I had some earlier and it didn't taste that good to me. It's not out of date or nothing. It just wasn't my favorite, so I decided to not add any on here. Alright. So here we go. Let's try to roll this thing up. We're going to try to roll it, wrap it up like this since it's kind of so big. Look at this thing, y'all. Oh my gosh. Y'all know I get carried away anyway. Hang on, let me, hang on just a second. Let me get me a toothpick so I can manage this. Hang on. Alright, that's just what I need to do so I can get up here and manage this camera and everything else. I thought I can't let it go because it's going to fall down. Alright, I've got my napkin here. I think I've got everything that I need. Do I have a water? I don't. Let me grab me one. Come on, y'all. Let's take a bite of this fajita. I know it looks good. And that steak was cooked up perfectly. I'll tell you, I couldn't have cooked it that good if I was just wanting to eat a steak. You know, it's crazy how it works out. All right. That's really good. But you know, I don't understand why in the stores these size tortillas says fajita, because if you get them at a restaurant or something, they're not this big either. Now, these are really, really big for a fajita. I should have went ahead and got the taco size, but anyway, it's alright. Get me another bite. Really, really good.